Hello everyone, it's indeed inspiring to see you back again. And this is tutorial 1 under Python programming series, and this is just an introduction to Python. Let's begin now. So what is Python? So Python is very popular programming language which helps us to perform server-side programming, system scripting, software development, and even mathematical calculations. It was developed by or created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. It was having first release. What can Python do? So Python can do a lot of things. Let's have a look at that. So it can help us to create web applications. It can help us to create software workflows. It can connect to database to fetch and store and modify the data. It can read and modify files from the file system. It can handle big data and perform complex mathematics. It is also used in AI and machine learning, computer vision applications. It is also used for rapid prototyping for production ready software development. So this is all is the use of Python. And now why should we go for Python, or as a layman also, why should you choose Python? Because you can run it on Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, etc. So whatever operating system you are using, it is flexible and it is compatible to run on them. Another important thing is Python is very much like English language and it is very shorthand. So for example, like we say some commands in English, it is like that only. So once you start learning it, you will feel that you are just writing English in shorthand. Then another important thing is, as I said, very few lines as compared to C, C++, Java, C Sharp. So normally we need to write very lengthy code over there. Here it is having very less number of lines and more operations you can perform. It runs on an interpreter system. If you see that many programming languages, they run on compiler as well as interpreter, but more on compiler, but it runs on an interpreter system. And this helps us that whenever you are writing a code, you can execute and quickly you can analyze. If you want to debug, if you want to understand where the error is happening, you can quickly debug. So this helps us in prototyping of any kind of software project or software. You can say if we are creating some pilot projects, it can be very helpful there also. Now it can be yeah, so although Python is functional, but it can be treated in a procedural, object-oriented, functional. So this falls into three paradigms. And if you go for the tutorial 0, I have explained what is procedural, what is object-oriented, and what is functional. So Python can be used in either of the ways. Let's move ahead and try to understand on syntax part of Python. So the first point here is that there is an intention when Python was designed that it should be readable. The readability should be more. If you see that other programming languages, if a layman is trying to see the other programming languages, he won't be able to understand that what is written. Okay, because of the syntax as well as the kind of curly braces and other things are being used. So with that intention in mind, it was kept very similar to English language and mathematics, because everybody must have solved mathematics in primary and secondary schooling, right? So it becomes very much familiar to anybody, even a layman who is going through Python programming or learning Python programming. And here it just uses a new line. Just press enter and go to a new line to start the new statement. Otherwise, all of the programming languages, normally we try to put semicolon here. Okay, so that is not required, and parentheses are required in other programming languages. Even that is not required. So all those things are reduced here. So that increases the readability, because semicolons and parentheses, they confuse a layman who is starting with a programming. Now, Python relies on indentation. So indentation again, increases the readability, because just with the help of white spaces, for example, if you see the very old letter writing, so we used to have indented. So this is the margin, and from here we will have white spaces indented way we used to start the letter. Okay, writing the letter. So similar way we have white spaces to indent the code, and that basically defines scope or defines the block. Scope and block, I will tell you when we are doing programming also, so that time it will be very much clear. Okay, if you are already having some programming experience, then you will be able to understand that. So we have loops, we have functions, and we have classes, and they require scope or lifeline of certain variables. So that is done with the help of white spaces. Okay, so other programming languages, most of them, they use curly brackets. Let's move ahead and try to have the experience of Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is a platform where we can perform a lot of codes of Python and we can practice them. So it is one of the easiest way. So let me open that Jupyter Notebook and demonstrate this to you. So you can see that Jupyter Notebook opens like this, and here you can create new notebook. Let me just create it for you. I will tell everything about it in upcoming sections, so don't worry about it. So this is how I am creating a Jupyter notebook. Here you can practice Python. So by the time I'm releasing another video, you may try downloading Jupyter notebook or Anaconda with Python 3 and try setting it up into your laptop. So this is my Jupyter notebook, and I'll just say hello to everyone. So print hello all and execute it. So it has printed hello all and it has executed that. And now I'm saying print do like, subscribe and share. Okay, so it is as simple as this. Okay, you can just write print and whatever you want to print, you can just pass it inside it. So this was just an introduction to Python, and the next tutorial will be really, we will be starting up with hands-on. So keep watching, keep subscribing, keep sharing. Thank you. Thanks a lot.